The reality of human demons. When we talk about demons, most people imagine mythical creatures with horns, fire, and terrifying faces. But in reality, the most dangerous demons don't come from horror stories or legends. They come disguised as people. They look human, they act human, but the spirit they carry is dark, destructive, and toxic. These are what we call human demons. They are not defined by appearance, but by the energy and intentions they bring into your life. Human demons thrive in secrecy. They hide behind masks of charm, kindness, and false humility. At first, they may appear as your friend, your partner, your co-worker, or even a family member. But over time, their true nature begins to reveal itself through their actions, their words, and the energy they carry. They thrive on control, manipulation, and destruction. They don't just dislike your light, they actively try to extinguish it. What makes human demons so dangerous is not only what they do, but how subtly they do it. They don't usually attack you openly. Instead, they whisper doubts into your spirit. They make you second-guess yourself. They pretend to be supportive, all while secretly hoping for your downfall. Their weapon is not always physical harm. It's emotional, mental, and spiritual sabotage. They weaken your confidence, steal your joy, and distract you from your purpose. Spiritually, these individuals are vessels for dark energy. Whether consciously or unconsciously, they operate as tools of negativity. They seek to destroy peace because peace suffocates their chaos. They feed on drama because it keeps their spirit alive. And they target people of light, people who are awakening, people who are growing, people who carry kindness and love, because your presence threatens their darkness. You must understand, not every person is meant to walk with you on your journey. Not every smiling face is genuine. Not every word of encouragement comes from a pure heart. This is why discernment is so important. Discernment is the spiritual ability to see beyond appearances and recognize the true energy a person carries. When you are spiritually awake, you no longer get fooled by masks. You begin to sense the truth that lies beneath. Human demons often enter your life during moments of vulnerability. When you are searching for love, they appear as the perfect partner. When you are lonely, they appear as the loyal friend. When you are seeking guidance, they show up as the wise mentor. But their true agenda is not to support you. It is to drain you, confuse you, and block your spiritual growth. The first step in protecting yourself is awareness. The moment you accept that these people exist, you empower yourself to recognize them. You stop living blindly, assuming everyone has good intentions, and you start seeing with spiritual eyes. Human demons cannot survive in the light of awareness, because once you see them for who they are, their power over you begins to crumble. So understand this truth. Not every human carries love. Some carry darkness, and until you learn to recognize these energies, you will keep falling into their traps. But once you awaken to their reality, you take the first step toward freedom, peace, and spiritual protection. Sign 1. They drain your energy. One of the most powerful ways to recognize a human demon is by the way your energy feels around them. Energy never lies. You may not always be able to put into words why you feel uncomfortable around someone, but your spirit knows when something isn't right. And this is often the first warning sign. You leave their presence feeling weaker, heavier, or emotionally exhausted. These people are spiritual parasites. Just like a parasite lives off the life force of its host, human demons feed on your light, your positivity, and your peace. They thrive when you are drained, because the more energy they take from you, the stronger they feel. Have you ever noticed how certain individuals always bring problems, drama, or negativity to you, yet never offer solutions, encouragement, or love? That's not an accident, it's their nature. Human demons use your kindness as their power source. They come to you when they need to complain, when they want to gossip, when they want to vent. But when you need them, they suddenly disappear. They drain and take, but never give. And the more time you spend with them, the more you begin to feel spiritually empty. You may notice that after talking to them, you're more anxious, more doubtful, or even angry without reason. That's because they've transferred their negative energy onto you. Sometimes the draining is subtle. It can come through constant negativity, always telling you what can't be done, why you're not good enough, or why your dreams are unrealistic. Or it can come through endless drama, keeping you trapped in cycles of arguments, gossip, and confusion. But however it comes, the result is the same. You feel lighter before you met them, and heavier after they leave. That's the mark of energy theft. Here's the key. People who truly love you will leave you feeling uplifted, inspired, and safe. They may challenge you to grow, but their energy will always feel nurturing. On the other hand, human demons leave you feeling small, powerless, or drained. This is why you must pay close attention to how you feel around someone, not just what they say. Protecting your energy is one of the most important spiritual practices you can cultivate. Your energy is sacred, and not everyone deserves access to it. When you sense that someone consistently drains you, you must set boundaries. That doesn't mean you hate them. It means you love yourself enough to protect your light. Remember this: people who are aligned with light will add to your energy. People who are aligned with darkness will take from it. If you walk away from someone feeling empty, consider that a divine warning. Your spirit is speaking. Listen to it. Human demons cannot survive without stealing from others, but you have the power to stop feeding them by stepping back, protecting your peace, and reclaiming your energy. Sign 2. They manipulate and deceive. If there is one weapon human demons use masterfully, it is manipulation. They twist the truth, play mind games, and deceive you in ways that leave you questioning your own reality. Their goal is control, and they use lies, half-truths, and emotional tricks to keep you bound to them. This manipulation is not always obvious. It often comes wrapped in charm, sweet words, and false promises. But beneath the surface, their intention is always the same: to weaken your spirit and take power over your life. Human demons are skilled at wearing masks. They present themselves as your friend, your supporter, or even your savior. But this is only an illusion. They study you carefully, learning your strengths, weaknesses, and desires. Then they use that knowledge against you. If you are kind, they exploit your kindness. If you are trusting, they twist your trust. If you seek love, they pretend to give it, only to use it as a tool to control you. One of their most common tactics is gaslighting. This is when they make you doubt your own memory, judgment, or feelings. For example, they may say something cruel, and when you call it out, they respond, "I never said that. You're overreacting." Slowly, you begin to second-guess yourself. You wonder, am I being too sensitive? Am I imagining things? That's exactly what they want, to confuse your mind so they can control your emotions. Another tactic is guilt tripping. They make you feel responsible for their pain, their mistakes, or their unhappiness. They twist situations until you start apologizing for things you didn't even do. And once guilt takes hold of your heart, you become easier to control because you're constantly trying to please them, to fix things, or to prove your worth. Human demons are also masters of playing the victim. Even when they are the ones causing harm, they flip the story and move on. Make it seem like they are the ones being mistreated. This reversal keeps you on the defensive, always trying to justify yourself. Meanwhile, they avoid accountability and continue their toxic behavior unchecked. The most dangerous thing about their deception is how convincing it can be. They know how to say the right words, shed the right tears, and wear the right mask to make you believe them. But remember this: words can lie, patterns cannot. Pay attention to consistency. A person's true nature is not revealed in what they say once, but in what they repeatedly do. Spiritual awakening requires that you break free from these manipulations. You must learn to trust your intuition, even when their words sound convincing. If something feels off, it usually is. The universe speaks through your inner voice, warning you when someone is not who they claim to be. The truth is, deception can only control you if you allow it. Once you see the pattern, once you recognize the manipulation, you take your power back. And when you reclaim your power, the mask of the human demon falls apart. They cannot stand in the light of truth because truth destroys their illusions. Sign 3. They are fueled by jealousy. Jealousy is one of the strongest indicators that you are dealing with a human demon. Unlike ordinary envy that can sometimes motivate people to improve themselves, the jealousy of a dark soul is poisonous. It is not silent or passive. It is active, destructive, and dangerous. Instead of using your success as inspiration, they see it as a threat. Your light reminds them of the darkness within themselves, and instead of healing, they choose to attack. A human demon will never genuinely celebrate you. They may clap when you succeed, but behind closed doors, they are secretly wishing for your downfall. Their congratulations may sound hollow, their compliments may feel forced, and often they come with hidden daggers, subtle criticisms, or backhanded remarks meant to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. For example, if you achieve something great, they might say, "Wow, that's good, but don't get too confident. You know how things can change." At first glance, it may seem harmless, but the intention is to chip away at your joy and make you question your worth. This is how their jealousy operates. It cannot allow you to fully shine without trying to dim your light. Jealousy also drives them to sabotage. A human demon may spread rumors about you, distort the truth, or try to turn others against you. They cannot stand to see you admired or respected, so they attack your reputation. They might even copy you, stealing your ideas, your style, or your efforts, while trying to take credit for your work. In their heart, they do not want to be like you. They want to be you, but without doing the work to carry your light. Another sign of their jealousy is competitiveness. Instead of supporting you, they always feel the need to one-up you. If you share good news, they immediately respond with something they did, as if to overshadow your moment. If you are in a season of growth, they will try to highlight areas where you are still struggling. Their spirit cannot handle your progress because it forces them to face their own stagnation. But here's the truth. Jealousy is never about you. It's about them. Your success does not create their bitterness. It only exposes what is already in their soul. The universe shines blessings on everyone, but those who carry darkness cannot see that. Instead of celebrating the abundance of life, they focus on lack, and their jealousy becomes a weapon against others. Spiritually, this is why it is so important to protect your energy when you sense jealousy around you. Human demons thrive in environments where people ignore their envy, dismiss it, or excuse it. But once you recognize it for what it is, you begin to see the truth clearly. You realize that their attacks are not a reflection of your weakness, but of your power. Jealousy is the voice of a wounded spirit that has chosen hate over healing. And when you recognize it, you know exactly who you are dealing with. Human demons fueled by jealousy cannot dim your light unless you give them permission. Protect your joy, stand tall in your blessings, and let your light shine brighter, because no amount of jealousy can overpower divine favor. Sign 4. They drain your energy. One of the clearest signs you are dealing with a human demon is how you feel after being in their presence. Have you ever noticed that some people leave you feeling uplifted, inspired, and encouraged, while others leave you feeling heavy, exhausted, or even anxious? That is not a coincidence. It is energy. Human demons are spiritual parasites. They cannot create their own light, so they feed on yours. When you interact with them, you may feel your mood shift suddenly. You might walk into the room feeling confident, but within minutes of talking to them, you feel small, doubtful, or tired. This is because they are spiritually draining you. They are pulling at your energy field, taking your peace, and replacing it with chaos. They may not always do this consciously, but their spirit is tuned to darkness, and darkness always seeks to consume light. These people thrive on drama, arguments, and emotional turmoil. Pay attention. Whenever you are around them, problems seem to follow. They stir up conflict, provoke unnecessary debates, and create confusion. Why? Because confusion weakens you, and in your weakened state, they have more power over you. Human demons are not happy unless they are feeding off someone's peace. You may also notice that they constantly unload their problems on you, but are never available when you need support. They come to you for advice, comfort, or energy. But when it is time for them to give, they vanish. They are takers, not givers. This one-sided dynamic is not friendship. It is spiritual vampirism. The danger of this energy-draining behavior is that it can subtly destroy you over time. You may not even realize what is happening. You just notice that you are always tired, unmotivated, or even depressed after being around certain people. That is because they are not just draining your emotions, they are feeding off your spirit. From a spiritual perspective, this is why discernment is so important. You must learn to protect your energy as fiercely as you protect your physical body. Just as you would not let someone steal from your home, you cannot allow someone to keep stealing from your soul. Boundaries are your protection. Limiting your time with them, cutting off toxic conversations, and surrounding yourself with people who give as much as they take are essential steps. Here's the truth. Your energy is sacred. Your peace is priceless. If someone is constantly draining you, leaving you feeling empty and powerless, that is not love, friendship, or family. That is a sign you are dealing with a human demon. They will never be satisfied because they are disconnected from the true source of light, which is God. The only way to protect yourself is to reconnect with that divine source daily. Pray, meditate, spend time in stillness, and recharge your spirit. Because when your light is strong, no demon, human or otherwise, can drain you completely. Remember this, energy does not lie. If your spirit feels disturbed, if your peace feels stolen, pay attention. It is a warning. Human demons cannot hide their true nature for long. Their energy will always reveal them. Guarding your spirit and rising above their influence, recognizing that you're dealing with a human demon, is only the first step. The true power lies not just in identifying their tactics, but in protecting yourself from their influence and refusing to let their darkness dim your light. These individuals thrive on draining energy, creating confusion, and pulling others down to their level. If you allow them into your mind and heart, they can stunt your growth and rob you of the joy God has placed in your life. That's why the most important step is learning how to guard your spirit and rise above their influence. The first defense is awareness. Once you know that human demons exist and that they often disguise themselves as friends, partners, or even mentors, you stop being naive. You stop giving everyone blind access to your energy. Just because someone smiles at you doesn't mean their intentions are pure. Awareness means you pay attention to how you feel around certain people. Do you feel drained, confused, or small after being in their presence? Or do you feel uplifted, strengthened, and encouraged? Your spirit will always give you clues, but you must be willing to listen. The second defense is boundaries. Human demons hate boundaries because they thrive on control and access. When you say no, when you cut off communication, or when you refuse to entertain their manipulation, they lose power. Boundaries are not walls of fear, they are fences of wisdom. They let in what is good and keep out what is toxic. The Bible tells us to guard our hearts, for out of them flow the issues of life. Protecting your heart and mind with firm boundaries ensures that the negativity of others doesn't seep into your soul. The third defense is spiritual alignment. Human demons cannot stand the light of God's presence. When you stay rooted in prayer, when you meditate on truth, when you feed your spirit with positivity and wisdom, their influence weakens. Darkness cannot stand in the presence of light. That is why they try so hard to pull you away from your faith, your peace, and your sense of purpose. The stronger your connection with God, the more resilient you become to their attacks. You won't be so easily swayed by flattery, manipulation, or intimidation because you'll recognize them as empty weapons that cannot prosper against you. The final defense is choosing your growth over their chaos. Human demons want you distracted, stuck in cycles of drama and pain. But every time you choose peace instead of conflict, every time you invest in your personal growth instead of chasing their approval, you win. Your progress is your protection. When you focus on building your future, improving your mind, and nurturing your soul, their schemes fail because you are no longer available to play their games. In the end, dealing with human demons is not about fearing them. It's about outgrowing them. When you rise in wisdom, strength, and spiritual awareness, their darkness cannot touch you. You don't fight them with hate. You defeat them by shining so brightly that their shadows disappear. Now that we've walked through the 5 powerful signs of dealing with a human demon, it's time to pause and reflect. This message isn't meant to instill fear, it's meant to open your eyes. Life is spiritual at its core, and not every battle you face is physical. Some of the greatest struggles you'll encounter are invisible wars waged in your mind, your emotions, and your spirit. Human demons are real, and they come in many disguises. They might be that person who constantly drains you, the one who manipulates your kindness, or the one who subtly works to break your confidence and faith. But remember this truth: awareness is your shield, and wisdom is your sword. When you recognize the presence of these toxic forces in your life, you reclaim your power. Too many people live blind, allowing negative energy to dominate their lives without questioning why they feel stuck, heavy, or constantly discouraged. But once your eyes open, you realize you have a choice. You don't have to allow them to live rent-free in your spirit. You don't have to entertain their chaos or submit to their manipulation. You can choose to rise above. And here's the secret. The way to defeat darkness isn't to fight on its level, it's to elevate beyond it. When a human demon tries to pull you into drama, choose peace. When they attempt to make you doubt yourself, stand firmly in your truth. When they attack your spirit, strengthen your connection with God. This is how you win, not by engaging in endless battles, but by standing in unshakable light that no shadow can overcome. Guard your heart. Protect your mind. Feed your soul daily with prayer, meditation, and truth. Set boundaries and keep them strong, no matter who tries to guilt-trip you into lowering them. Remember, love does not mean tolerating abuse, and forgiveness does not mean giving repeated access to those who destroy your peace. The more you value yourself, the less room you leave for demonic influences to control you. Above all, never forget that you are chosen for greater things. Human demons only attack those with a powerful calling. The very fact that you encounter resistance, manipulation, and darkness is a sign that your light threatens them. Instead of seeing it as a curse, see it as confirmation. You are meant for more. Every attack is proof of your potential. Every attempt to break you is evidence of your strength. So walk forward with courage. Don't fear them. Don't hate them. Simply outgrow them. Keep shining, keep building, keep protecting your spirit. Because at the end of the day, no demon, human or otherwise, can stop the destiny God has already prepared for you. This is your moment to rise above. Choose wisdom, choose light, choose freedom.